Well, hello there, my friends. We have a super amazing treat for you today for Valentine's Day. I've got 3 awesome games where I use some pretty crazy towers in effective ways. I'm also going to start talking about some Valentine's Day things and maybe giving some possible girl advice, which I think some of you guys might actually need. Some of you guys might not, but it still might be a little bit interesting to talk about. So the first and foremost best information I can give you about girls, this is key guys, this is key, is that girls are stupid and they don't know what they want. So yeah, you might be thinking, oh, that's just, no, you're wrong. Chris, you don't know what you're talking about. I absolutely do. Girls are stupid. They think they know what they want, but they don't. They just don't. So what you have to do is basically find a girl that is quite possibly the least stupid. As silly as that might sound, try and find a girl that's not crazy, because some of them are pretty darn crazy. So I mean, I know I'm starting off with a pretty big bang here, and some of the girls that are watching are probably pretty upset with me right now, but it's true. You're crazy. Most of you are. And some of you aren't crazy, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to figure out which ones are crazy and which ones aren't. So anyways, let's get started here. There's 2 ways that you're probably looking for a girl. There's either you want a quick hookup or you want a girlfriend, and I'm going to go with mostly the you want a girlfriend notion, because most of you guys are a little bit younger and you probably want a girlfriend. You don't want just to go to a party and hook up with somebody. That's just a little bit silly, I think, for most of you guys. Though it's probably a little bit easier to do, I must say, to hook up with a girl than to actually find a girlfriend. So this will lead you to your next step. Where do I find said girl? If you want a girlfriend, how do I just go get one? Where do I go? So if you want to hook up, yeah, parties, bars, they're usually the best way to go, but yeah, stay away from those family parties. That would just be a little bit gross. But yeah, bars and parties are usually a good way to go. If you haven't been invited to a party, this is probably not the way you should go about doing it. Head on over to a bar and maybe you can just buy a girl a drink and hey, you know, there you go, you're going to be set. On the other hand, if you're looking for a girlfriend, you have to think about what you like to do and what you would like your girlfriend to do. If you are a nerdy guy and you want a nerdy girlfriend, hey, maybe you should look in nerdy places where girls usually go when they're pretty nerdy. You want to find somebody who's usually similar to you. So, for example, I'm going to kind of use this as a rough example, as a total explanation or example. If you like to read, oh my goodness, yes, if you like to read, you probably want to find a girl who's also kind of nerdy and likes to read, which I do think nerdy is an okay thing to say. It doesn't mean like you're bad. It just means you're nerdy, and that's okay. So why not go to, how about a library? That would be interesting. Meet her at a library. Yeah, that's pretty darn easy, isn't it? Yes. If you love animals, hey, a lot of people love animals. Maybe you can find a girl who also loves animals. There's a common interest right there. Maybe donate some of your time to an animal shelter, and maybe you can find somebody there. And maybe they'll be like, oh, this is a super cool, nice guy that's perfect for me. Oh man, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, you need to go and find a girl in a place that you actually think that you would be good with her. So next, what do girls like? Well, first of all, there's 2 traits that girls are going to say they like more than anything else, and that is you have to be funny and you have to be confident. And I think the funny thing just kind of makes sense. Be funny. If you're not funny, I'm sorry. That's just not absolutely terrible, but it's not good. You should probably be funny. I think most people have a sense of humor and they can laugh at certain things. And if you can make jokes and crack some jokes that you think the girl will laugh at, hey, just plain amazing. I don't recommend dirty jokes right from the get-go. Maybe that's a little bit later on thing, but some jokes can be interesting. So also confident. Alright, so there's a fine line with girls. They like confidence, but they don't like when you're overconfident, which can happen when you're kind of full of yourself. They don't like that. They don't want you to think you're the best and coolest person ever and you're ridiculously amazing at everything. They just want you to be like, hey, I'm a pretty cool guy. I'm a good guy, you know, I can get you as my girlfriend. That's what they want. They don't want you thinking like you're not good enough for them. That's what they don't want you to think. So yeah, confidence is a pretty important part of getting a girlfriend. You need to make sure they think that you are kind of confident of yourself. So the next thing is, oh man, like, alright, I got this girl that I like, but how do I even start talking to her? I've never talked to her before. This is probably the hardest part, and there's just no easy way to do it. If there was a magical solution, I'm sure we've all done it. By the way, look at this freaking amazingness right here. Oh my god, epic! We're down to 7 lives, but we took him down. Yes. So like I said, if you're going to meet somebody somewhere, and, you know, you've never talked to them before, but you see them at the library a lot, awesome. If there's somewhere where you both seem to go a lot, the best way is usually to go with some subtle clues. So, for example, you see her over in one of the mystery aisles. So you go back home and you're like, what's some good mystery books? Oh man, gotta look this up online or something. Or if you like mystery books yourself, freaking fantastic, even better. Go up there next time and be like, hey, you know what? I noticed you have a mystery book in your hand. You know, this is another really good mystery book as well. Or, you know, something like that. And then, you know, don't have to say anything else to her. Just that's it. So you know you're going to see her next time. And then maybe next time you could be like, oh, he wasn't really that creepy to me. He wasn't, like, asking me out on a date on the first time he talked to me. That could be creepy to some people. So maybe you should just keep on doing some subtle clues and maybe eventually ask her if she wants to read a book with you. Or go talk to her while she's reading or something at the library. I don't know, something like that. And then eventually, you're going to want to have to think about how you want to actually become her friend or girlfriend. There's 2 things you have to do. This is, again, another kind of 2 ways to go about doing these things. You can either try and make her your friend, or you can just go straight into it and just be like, I want you to be my girlfriend. That's basically what you want to do. So once you've got the initiation out of the way, you have to probably ask her on a date, but like I said, you can go with the friends thing, but I don't recommend it for a newbie, because the thing about it is if you're going to start off with her as a friend, you're probably not going to end up becoming her not friend. Yeah, you're probably going to get stuck in the friend zone if you don't understand how to get out of it. And one of the clear ways to understand how to get out of the friend zone is to never get in the friend zone in the first place, by making sure you know making sure she knows that you are interested in her. Do not keep it secret for 6 months and then all of a sudden tell her, I like you. She's going to be like, oh, I didn't know that for the past 6 months, but we're such good friends already. Why would we want to ruin that? Girls think that a lot. They're like, we're friends already. Why would I want to ruin you being my friend? What if we break up and then we hate each other? I would never want that. And then you're upset and already like, I don't want to be her friend anymore because she's mean to me, and, you know, I want her to be my girlfriend or she's not going to get anything. And then they're like, well, too bad. Too bad, so sad. And then eventually you come calling back because you're like, well, she was pretty nice and stuff like that, so I guess maybe I should talk to her. So another epic game right here. He picked the wrong things, but I got my laser cannon up anyways, and the camo balloons were going to do nothing to me, and I ended up killing him. So once you've done all this, or actually, you know what? Or you can just go straight up and be like, you know, after you start talking to her, just be like, hey, you want to go out with me on Saturday night? You know, just straight up ask her. Just say, can I take you out to dinner on Thursday, or can I take you out to dinner on Friday? And that could work for you. Also, there's a couple extra things that you should probably know. Don't be too persistent. If a girl is obviously not interested in you, there's pretty much nothing you can do to make her super interested. No matter what you do, you're just going to start coming off as creepy, and then she's going to be like, oh man, I can't go to the library anymore because that creepy guy keeps coming at me. And I think I need to bring somebody else with me so he doesn't talk to me or something like that. And they might start doing that, or even just trying to not talk to you, or just trying to kind of get away from you, which is a good clue to just stop. Just stop while you're there, and you know what? Try somebody else, because you know what? You can't win them all, and that's something that a lot of people just don't understand. Some guys, they don't understand that you can't win them all. You know, they're always going after the same exact girl, and you're like, I can win her over. I can guarantee I can win her over. You know what? Some girls just aren't interested, and there's nothing you can do that will make them just magically be like, man, you know, I was wrong about that guy. There's pretty much nothing you can do. So once you've done all this, it's basically up to you. If you got the date, or if you got the girl being your friend and being like, alright, we can do more than that, it's up to you by then. Just be confident, make her laugh, and you will capture that Pokemon. I mean girl. Super fast. You'll catch her, and she'll be yours. And you can do whatever you want with her. You can send her into battle. Whoa! No, so anyways, that's pretty much all I'm going to have for you guys for my girl tips. Hopefully they helped you out just a little bit. I know they're not perfect. You can probably look some of this stuff up online, I guess. But from personal experience, this is what I've noticed. Again, confidence and being funny is probably the two main key things I can think of. Also, girls are stupid. Keep remembering that, because it's just, once you realize how stupid girls are, it just gets crazy. So let's get in here to the game, my friends. Oh my god, this is getting frickin' epic. So you've noticed that I started off with two of possibly the weirdest towers in the frickin' game. Monkey Ace Ninja, and you're doing a good job, and you have a really good economy? What the heck is going on? Honestly, I don't know. I just picked these as random towers. I've got the Sniper, the Ninja, the Monkey Ace, and the Wizard. Those are ridiculous towers, to say the least. So let me get some water really quick, because my throat's getting a little bit hoarse. Excuse me. Alrighty, so now we have some camo LEDs coming out, which is luckily enough for us, we got those snipers up. I could have also gotten a Wizard, but that would have been a little bit more expensive, I think, and not really as effective for popping the LEDs. But snipers also can be upgraded to be a little bit better than the Wizards once they get upgraded a little bit higher, I think. In my opinion, I think snipers can be better. So anyways, I'm trying to rush this guy, doing a little bit of damage to him with a regrow ceramic, but no way, man. He's defending these like a boss. But still, I've got a really nice Monkey Ace over there. I've got a really nice Ninja down there, a 4-2 Ninja, and a couple snipers that I can easily upgrade to something else. I mean, it's just that his eco is 1675, which is a little bit higher than mine. I can definitely say his is probably about 1700, 1800 by now. Because of course this is, and I'm like, oh, oops, I'm dyslexic. Oh, silly me, I'm so funny. Yeah, maybe not. So anyways, round 18, you might be thinking, Chris, you have like no Moab popping power. Kind of, but not really, because I have a sniper over there, as well as I can easily build a couple more ninjas, or even do something even crazier and start saving up for, you know it, a ground zero. What? Why would you do that? A ground zero already? Yes, my friends. Yes, because look at it. Look, there it is. There's the BFB. So you probably are already noticing, like, Chris, you don't have enough popping power for that BFB. Yeah, but look at all this time we have to get up some money, so we can afford a ground zero. And bam, shazam, look at that. We popped it down to regrow ceramics right there, and then just, boop, clean it up with our ground zero right there. Just plain amazing. And guess what? We still have $6,000 saved up, and we can do whatever we want with that. We can get some more other stuff, but you know what I think I want to do? I want to go for a rush against this guy. Something crazy and almost unheard of. Getting a ground zero by level 22, and then on level 20 and then level 23, as soon as that starts, freaking oh my god. Are you kidding me right now, Chris? You just have the most ridiculous strategy sometimes. I don't think I've ever seen a ground zero and a oh my god sent out at the same time. I definitely have not seen it ever in my entire life. But look at that. He's got Moab Assassins. He's got some Blade Maelstroms over there. It looks like, oh my god, I think it's just a little bit of lag on my side, but I think he actually was able to Blade Maelstrom those balloons and probably clean them up. Even though it looks like I'm making him lose trillions of lives right now, I think he Blade Maelstrom those guys and was able to clean them up. Which, by the way, if you notice, I did not send out a full rush against this guy. I made sure I had enough economy or income to make sure that I was able to come back a little bit, and I was actually able to afford some extra stuff. I sent out a bunch of pink balloons to get my economy back up to normal, but I still do not have a good defense, and oh my god. What are we gonna do? What could we possibly do? That's a oh my god. So first things first, gotta slow it the frick down. Get this oh my god slow. So we got that ninja. We got the 2-4 ninja, which makes him slower. And then we're going to have to rely on the ground zeros like crazy right now, guys. The only thing we have on our side is that these are not full strength oh my gods at round 30. They are half strength oh my gods. So we can still take them down. We have slowed down oh my gods. We have a fire wizard up there who's going to massively damage this oh my god. But we're still down. There's still 2 oh my gods coming through here. There's Moabs all over the place. There's just crap everywhere. And this is not looking good for us, guys. These things just keep overwhelming us. And keep in mind that my money is still not very high. I only have 1600, 1700 income, but I do have enough. And I think we can. I think we can do it. I think we can destroy these balloons, but regrow's all over the place, and we're going to need to ground zero those again. Be careful, and what we need is one more ground zero, and look at that. We are going to pop all those Moabs. Oh my god, freaking epic. That was just plain amazing right there. We were able to defeat both of those oh my gods. Perfect micro, I think, on my part. 2 ninjas there, and ground zero spammage right there. Just plain perfect. So now, guess what? He's down, what is that? 2600 economy. That could mean he's really darn close to 0. Interesting, interesting indeed, my friends. Now is the best chance to strike. We just need more and more. But you know what? I think I actually have an advantage on him. Because I have ground zeros, I have a better economy, I can defend better than him. So I can't just go for an all-out attack right now, guys, because you know what's going to happen? He's going to be able to defend that rush, and then it's going to make my income go down to 0, and this is just going to be the most epic battle ever. But if I can just wait him out, I'm going to have more eco, I'm going to have more defense, I'm going to have more everything, and that's what I need to do. I need to just wait this guy out, and we shall take this game. We shall take it with ninjas and ground zeros. Oh my god, they're catching me up like crazy. All it takes is one mistake, one micro mistake, one lack of ground zero, and I will lose this game. If I go too much eco, or if I just don't build a ground zero up in time, or something, I could lose this game. So that's why this is just so ridiculous right now. But look at him right there. All he's got is a few Moab assassins and a 4-2 cannon and a ring of fire. That could actually not be enough to defend some of these rushes, and that's the key thing I need to rely on. Now keep in mind that I'm basically using ground zeros for all of my popping power right now. Now the ninjas, they help out a little bit, but versus the Moabs and stuff, ground zeros are key, and I need to keep spamming those guys like crazy, and I'm officially getting up to 2 ground zeros right now, and now we're going to be able to kill these guys level 33. The Moabs are getting stronger and stronger, and soon we're going to need to spam ground zeros like crazy, and here it is, level 44, and we've done it! We've done it, my friends! And that, my friends, is the best way to get a girl. Be a BTD